Hello, you read that title correctly, and I certainly hope that you are watching this if I have been murdered or have disappeared or died in a mysterious or tragic manner, or hey, maybe you're watching this out of just morbid curiosity. And so I want to explain the reason why I'm making this video. So I'll get into that story. The other day I was watching a documentary on Netflix, and it just kind of got me thinking that there's this larger cultural obsession with true crime stories. It's become a massively popular and successful genre. And I was just kind of thinking to myself, what if I got murdered? Right? And that line of thinking made me kind of be like, all right, well, if I am ever murdered, and my death is going to be commodified, I think I deserve, as the victim, more of a say in how my story is told. And so that's the point of this video. I really want to provide any true crime documentarians or, God forbid, podcasters to have some more resources to kind of do some background research on me. I'm already assuming that they're gonna scour through all of my YouTube channel, but some of those videos, I'll be honest with you guys, you can skip them. And I just wanted like one clear, this is the video. If I'm murdered, if you're making a documentary or, God forbid, podcast about me, this is the one to watch. And I wanted to provide you, if you're putting something together, I wanted to provide you some sound bites or clips to use. So I'm just gonna broadly, vaguely try to cover as many scenarios as I can, and feel free to cut out and use whatever is applicable or relevant. Okay. I always knew he would do it. I always knew he had it in him to kill. I would have never seen that coming. I knew from the moment I met them that they had it in them to take a human life. It's also my lunch break, so in between some of these takes, I'm gonna be munching. I'm trying to multitask. So this is a pastrami sandwich from Jason's Deli. Don't use any of the clips of me eating, okay? I'll fucking haunt you from beyond the grave if you use any clips of me eating in your true crime documentary or, God forbid, podcast. I was craving that. Okay. Oh, I was doing a lot of he's there. I should try to balance it with she's or make them gender neutral too, huh? Okay. I always knew she had it in her. Some hot car water. I know. I always knew she had it in her to kill. From the moment I met her, I knew she was going to be the one to end it all. She was like a blazing fire. And that same fire that drew me in, that beauty that she possessed, was the same fire that would end it for me. For I knew that just as marvelous and magnificent it was to behold the flames up close, that eventually they would come to burn me. That was good. That deserves a sandwich break. Just a little bite. All right, let's get through this. I'll never tell them where I buried my treasure. I said to them, you can kill me, but I'll never tell you where I buried my gold. Famous last words, right? I'm sure those won't be my famous last words. The spirit of adventure is out there. Death be damned. What are some other... If I ever disappear, you know where to look. I've left all the clues there, waiting for you to find. What are some other lines? Oh! Here are a couple niche ones, but just in case. I always knew that my own father would be the one to do me in. I always knew that my own mother would be the one to do me in. I always knew that my parents secretly were never divorced, and once I found out the truth, they had to kill me. Okay. That last one was really niche, but we'll take a sandwich break. Dude, Jason's Deli, I'm a little disappointed because this is some really fatty pastrami. It's like way too fatty. Look at that. I always knew Jason's Deli would be the one to kill me. This has turned into a horrible food review. Especially because it's like 90 degrees and I don't have my air conditioning on because I don't want the audio catching it. Okay. A few more. Let's try to... I'm trying to give you guys good content to use, okay? While my demise was untimely, I can at least take solace in the knowledge that my death was far more extravagant than my life. How about that one? You like that one? True crime documentarians or podcasters? Look, if you're considering making a podcast about me, I would honestly be happier with a YouTube video over a podcast. That's all I'm saying, okay? Like, maybe just stop and think. You know, I know it's a little hypocritical of me, but the Yeti microphones have been a fucking blight upon our society. This is turning into a wild tangent. I gotta get a few more out. But who will be the one to solve the mystery of my death? But who will be the one to solve the mystery of my disappearance? But who will be the one to solve the mystery of my murder? Oh, fuck. In all my years, I never thought that I could die this way. I had dreams, you know. Growing old, starting a family, moving to the countryside and raising donkeys and chickens and geese. But all of that was snatched away from me that one faithful day. But all of that was snatched away from me that one faithful night. I said faithful. But all of that was snatched away from me that one fateful night. Again, I'm giving you guys in the editing room some options here, okay? Like, I'm not editing this shit. It's your job to watch the content and then kind of, stitch it together and then make your $100 million or whatever the fuck off of your Netflix documentary, okay? The one who murdered me? Delandre Jamal Sweetney. I'm sure of it. That's a little fun one. I expected to die from diabetes or cancer, not to be murdered. Not my strongest one there. Oh, I think I need a sandwich break. Let me get one or two more in. Human greed and suffering and all this greed and suffering, and for what? Okay. I need to crank the AC because my phone is actually yelling at me that it's about to overheat. So, sorry. I guess you guys can edit that out and post too. I don't give a shit. All right. I think I'm making good progress here. What else? I highly doubt that this will be the case, but it just dawned upon me that maybe, like, someone's gonna write a book about my murder. Nobody reads books anymore, so I don't know, but here's a couple quotes. Just as the book of my life comes to a close, the book of my murderer's story comes to open. That's a little weak. Although I will say that one, because of the metaphor there, we could, that's multi-use, so you're welcome. I'm also getting my oil changed right now too, so I'm trying not to just make sure that I'm not holding anyone up in line. And I knew their secret all along, that they would be the ones to do it to me. Weak. It's okay. Look, I'm gonna have to pull forward here in a second. But I'm not gonna cut the recording. Probably. Oh, we're going on 15 minutes. Maybe I can cut it soon. Look, I want to make sure that the documentary about my murder is as good as it can be. It's up to you to figure out who killed me. And it's up to you to figure out who killed me. And it is up to you to figure out the mystery behind my death. I fear for my life. I'm afraid there's not much time left. I live in perpetual fear. Every day I know that my murderer creeps one step closer. That wasn't bad. Maybe I should do more in my normal voice. Yeah, I got murdered. So what? I'm dead now. And now the only way I can find peace in death is through you.